Hey everyone, Mark here from Baritone Ukulele's Rule. Today's video is all about getting in tune and staying in tune with your baritone ukulele. Now there are three popular methods for tuning a baritone ukulele. You could use a clip-on electronic tuner, such as what I have here. You may have an app on your smartphone or tablet. And the other way is to use a reference note, either another instrument you might have handy, or even another musician. A friend might give you a reference note, and then you can tune your ukulele that way. But first of all, we're going to start off talking about the clip-on electronic tuners, because that's the most popular type of tuning method today. So with most electronic tuners that are out today, they're multifunction. In other words, you can use it to tune a wide variety of instruments, such as a guitar, a ukulele, a bass guitar, a violin. They also have a chromatic setting. Now, most people will know that the strings on a baritone ukulele are identical to the bottom four strings of a guitar. So you've got your D, G, B, and E. So your natural instinct is to put the setting on your electronic tuner to the guitar, right? Now you can do that provided that you're always going to use the standard tuning. However, I'm going to show you in a few minutes why you want to do a different setting on here. You want to choose the chromatic setting. Chromatic setting it won't care whether or not you're playing a ukulele or a guitar or whatever. It's just wanting to hear the particular pitch, and it'll tell you if it's right on. But we're going to show you more about that in a minute. As far as actually tuning the ukulele, there's a couple little points I want to make sure that you're doing to get the instrument not only in tune, but helping it to stay in tune. Now, quite often when you pick up your ukulele that you haven't played it in a while, it's probably going to be out of tune. A couple of reasons, because of your playing before, how you store it, maybe it gets knocked around as you're traveling, so it goes a little bit out of tune. So that means the strings could either end up being too slack, so the note is too low, or even if you just, if it gets bumped around when you're carrying it, you could actually tune it upwards, so it could actually be sharp, the note's too high. Now, whenever you're tuning your string on a ukulele, or any string instrument for that matter, you always want to tune up to the correct pitch. In other words, so I've got a C sharp here, I want a D, so I'm going to tune it up till I get the D. Now, the next string down is a G. So I'm a little bit sharp. Now I could just tune down until it's a perfect G, but the one problem with that is if I just tune it down until it's bang on G, what I've done is I've taken a string that was had too much tension, and I've lowered it, I've released the tension. What happens is even after I let go of the tuning peg, it could still relax a little bit more. So even after a minute or two, it could end up being flat. So what you want to do is, if the string starts off as being too tight, what you want to do is you want to bring it below and then come back up. Now I'm increasing tension and I'm bang on that G. I brought tension up to the string, so it's going to hold a lot better as opposed to releasing it and just going down and letting it go. Because like I said, you got that residual relaxation of the string, you could end up being flat. This one here is low, so I'm going to bring it up. And then the last string we need an E. That's low as well, so we're going to bring that up. Now after you've gone all through all the four strings, what you want to do is you want to just go back and double check. Okay, they're all bang on. So everything's great, right? Now sometimes there'll be a piece of music where you need to change the tuning of the entire instrument. And you'll quite often see pieces of music, especially like folk songs and whatnot, normally played on an acoustic guitar. You'll see that they often will put a capo. This is what a capo is. It's a device, so they'll put it on either the first fret, second fret, or somewhere along the neck here to change the instrument by that many semitones. It's kind of like taking the nut of the baritone ukulele and moving it up. Since we can't move the nut, we can actually use a capo in its place. So now this whole instrument is one semitone higher. Now I mentioned before about the tuner to have it in the chromatic setting. And this is the important reason why. If this was set at the guitar setting, well, this bottom string, instead of being a D, it's now a D sharp. Now you're not going to find a D sharp on standard guitar tuning. So the guitar setting wouldn't pick up the note properly. Having it on the chromatic setting, it picks up the pitch no matter what. And so we hit that there, and there we go, we have our D sharp. Now another thing too, very important, is that you can have your instrument all tuned up perfectly fine without the capo on. As soon as you slap a capo on to a ukulele, or any other string instrument for that matter, not only does it change the pitch up a semitone, but sometimes it has a tendency to make the instrument a little sharp. So you have to retune the instrument all together. You can't just slap a capo on and start playing. You're not going to be perfectly in tune. So now at this point, there we go. There we go. In this particular case, I was actually a little bit flat. But like I said, as soon as you slap on a capo, doesn't matter that you had it all tuned nice and before when it was like this. But as soon as you put on a capo, it's like all bets are off. You got to retune it again. So anyway, we're back in tune. Okay, so I mentioned that there were 3 ways most people will tune up their baritone ukulele. We already showed you the first one with the electronic tuner that you clip on to the bottom of the headstock here. The other way is if you have a smartphone or a tablet, you can usually download an app. The app will give you a reference note, and then most up-to-date apps will also listen, so it'll tell you whether or not you're sharp or flat and how to adjust the tuning. We're going to skip that because it's really quite similar to the first method. I'm going to show you the final method, which is if you have a reference note that you can go by, and then you can use that reference note to tune the rest of the instrument. So let's say you have a piano nearby, or you have another musician, and you say, oh, can you give me a D? So you tune away and you get your D. Okay, now that you have your D, you can use this string, the D string, to help guide you to tune the rest of the instruments. So what you're going to do is, the next string down, we need a G. So to get a G note, we need to find it on that D string. So we go up to the 5th fret, that's our G note. So going from open, it went D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G. So if we hit this and then the string below, we can hear that it's flat. Sometimes you can hear it kind of a wavering the sound. That means it's still slightly off. When you hear the pitch together and it's both of them are uniform, you know that you're tuned up. Next, the next string down below the G would be a B string. So we have to take the G string now and find a B. So on this particular one, so open would be G, G sharp, A sharp, B. That's on the 4th fret. So we play that, and then we play the string below it. There we go. So next, the bottom string is supposed to be an E. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on that B string, and we're going to go find an E. So we've got B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. So we hold that, and then we play the string below it. So we need to go up. So starting again from the first, we're going to go to the D string, 5th fret. On the G string, 4th fret. And then on the B string, 5th fret. There we go. So there you have it. How to get your instrument in tune, how to stay tuned, what you have to do if you're going to be using a capo, and what is the proper setting for best results using a clip-on electronic tuner. Thanks for watching.